You guys ready for Bible study? Alright, let's get into it. The story of the Garden of Eden. Now, this story is told to every Sunday Bible school. It's one of the first stories. This story actually revolves around the construction of the human body, the beginning of our existence, the integration of consciousness into the vessel, the body, and how to achieve harmony and abundance and absolute peace within your life, no matter what you're going through. The story of Adam and Eve is how it transitions from that abundance, harmony, and peace into struggle, hardship, and chaos. All you have to do is reverse it. So by showing you the opposite end, they're actually showing you the beginning too. Let's get into it. The Garden of Eden. God formed man of the dust of the ground, breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. God planted a garden eastward in Eden. There he put the man, whom he called Adam. While Adam slept, God took one of his ribs and made it into a woman. Then Adam said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman." He named the woman Eve, and she became his wife. God said, "The fruit of every tree in the garden you may eat freely, except that of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, which is in the midst of the garden." But the serpent tempted Eve. "If you eat, you and Adam shall be as gods, knowing good and evil." Then Eve took the fruit and gave some to Adam. And when they had eaten the fruit, they knew not happiness, but shame and fear, and tried to hide from God. But God knew what he did. He put a curse on the serpent and promised to send one to overcome the tempter. To Eve, God said, "In sorrow you will bear your children." To Adam, "Because you have disobeyed me, the ground is cursed for your sake. It will grow thorns and thistles. In the sweat of your face you shall eat bread until you return to the ground from which you were taken. For dust you are, and dust you will return." Then God drove Adam and Eve from Eden and placed angels with flaming swords to guard the way to the tree of life. Now, you're not going to understand this much from a perspective of creation. unless you get into building trusts, trust law, and unless you understand quantum physics, atoms, molecules, molecular structures, things of that nature, and then it has to do with days and times, evening, things of this nature. It is, the Bible has to do a whole lot with law, like magnificently a lot. All right, and it's my hope that here at Self Science, what I do is I teach you guys the spiritual principles, and then I work you guys into show you where the spirit connects to the physical realm. And that is in contract law. That is in trust law. That's where the spirit realm connects to the physical. Okay? If you're looking for something tangible, if you question God's presence, or if you question the meaning of existence and reality and things of this nature, okay? This is like your holy grail. Okay? There is not this little breadcrumb will lead you to everything. Everything that you could possibly want. That's the truth. If you're looking for God, that's where you start. You won't look anymore. You'll be like, I know where God is, I know it's been a while since I've done these Bible studies and went over these. I've been dealing with things, making amends. I've been sick. Been working a lot on something new that I hope you guys will like. Something that I hope will help out people like me who just want to have a sense of freedom and a sense of feeling safe and belonging. I started these, Bible studies last year, when my life kind of came crashing down around me. And, I've been, going, as hard as I can for as long as I can, and just trying to keep my head up and trying to be the best person I could be, and kind, and not do it in malicious ways, not, just because someone hurts me, I don't want to hurt them back, like, yes, I'm going to hold you accountable for hurting me, but I don't want the karma that comes along with continuing that cycle. So I just want to forgive you and move on, And, I've had that done to me, and, it took me seeing that to learn it. I've had to experience everything that, I myself has went through to learn it. Just like you, just like anybody. I'm just trying to do what's right by mankind by recording it for the next generation so that they can see the mistakes and the trials and tribulations that, we all have to go through. Because if you read the Bible very well, you'll see that every single story in the Bible you will experience one way or another, because it's an energy, okay? If you get into this situation, this is going to happen, all right? So, like, For instance, I just got out of a 7-year cycle. All right, they're karmic cycles, okay? 7 years, 7 years, 7 years. What is that? The trials of Jacob. Yeah. Yeah, I think the trials of Jacob. You know the story where, he works and tills the land really, really hard for 7 years for Rachel, and he gets her sister instead, because he couldn't see underneath the veil. And then because the father had tricked him, then he works for another 7 years. Finally gets Rachel, the woman he wanted, and then he makes a deal with his father and says, "Look, I will work for deal with her father and says, look, I will work for another 7 years for all the speckled, spotted, striped livestock." So then what he did is he prayed over the livestock every single night, and then prayed over himself. Okay? You get where I'm going? See, he was praying the whole time over himself. But when he got life as property, trust law again, he started praying over that life. So, or how about the trial of Job, where everything was stripped from Job, and he was still faithful to God, never wavered, and then everything was granted back to him tenfold. Again, that is law. The laws of the universe at work. You see, everything's connected through this energetic cord. And that's why here at Self Science, I'm teaching you the laws of the universe. Once you learn the laws, then you go in through the commandments, okay? The Noahide laws. As you work through the Noahide laws, okay, you correlate them with the universal laws, the hermetic laws, the alchemical laws, so on and so forth. We're gonna get to all of this. I'm not gonna let you miss a thing, okay? Like, I got your back. I'm taking this kind of slow because I want to make sure that you guys absorb it. But it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be awesome. Okay? So, I hope you guys a very good Thanksgiving. And I'm Naga Nick. This is Self Science Research and Development. And this is Bible study. You guys take it easy.